Welcome to Doing Business in Ghana on the TG Africa YouTube channel. And in this video, what I wanted to discuss is how to start a low-cost, low-risk business here in Ghana. So the first thing I will say is one of the impediments which stops a lot of people trying to do business here in Ghana is trying to find the initial investment capital needed to pursue certain business opportunities. And if I was going to be completely honest, a lot of the biggest opportunities here in Ghana do tend to fall within capital intensive industries, which means that it requires a certain level of initial startup capital in order to truly invest in those industries. And on average, you are looking at anywhere between a minimum of $30,000 to $50,000 and upwards. So for a lot of people, this kind of puts them off from the idea of moving back here and trying to do business here in Ghana. But starting a business in Ghana doesn't necessarily have to be an expensive or a risky venture. There are alternatives approaches to doing business here in Ghana where you can take advantage of some low risk, low cost business ideas. And the best way to go about this is to try and start a knowledge based business. And what a knowledge based business is where you are primarily leveraging on your skill sets, knowledge, and expertise in a particular way that is highly valuable to certain individuals or organizations. And the great news about a lot of us in the diaspora is throughout our work experience, we've managed to acquire a lot of skills and knowledge which will be highly valued in an economy like Ghana's. I think it's important for us to remember that Ghana is a developing economy. And one of the characteristic natures of a developing economy is it suffers from a lot of knowledge and skills gaps. So in a place like Ghana, unfortunately, the country does not have the labor force that possesses certain technical know-how in order to facilitate its economic development. So what tends to happen is a lot of outsourcing is done by hiring foreign firms to undertake certain projects because the local workforce itself does not possess the technical know-how in order to facilitate these projects. And one reason which exacerbates this problem is also due to the brain drain that takes place with a lot of people who represent some of Ghana's best and brightest leaving the country in order to pursue greater economic opportunities. And that human capital flight has created a vacuum when it comes to desperately needed knowledge and expertise. But on the other hand, what this has also done is it has created a major opportunity for knowledge-based businesses for people to pursue here in Ghana. So when you look at a country like Ghana and you try and assess areas where there are particular knowledge and skills gaps, it's very clear when you look into sectors like the tech and IT sector, particularly when you're looking at things to do with digital services, when you're looking at cybersecurity, software, and when you also look into areas like business development, sales and marketing, especially digital marketing, but when you also look at customer service as a whole, when you look at engineering, when you look at agri-tech, AI, when you look at food science, to be honest with you, in general, there are lots of sectors which have major knowledge gaps. So, as a rule of thumb, what I would say is that if you were to look deeply in any particular sector, what you would discover is that there are major areas where there are knowledge and skills gaps. And these are perfect opportunities for some of us looking to do businesses here to pursue knowledge based businesses. And the reason why a knowledge based business can be seen as a low risk and a low cost business business opportunity here in Ghana is because they don't really require that much initial startup capital. At the same time, there are very little overheads. And at the same time, you don't really have to hire a bunch of people to work for you. And all these factors basically means that it's very easy to start a knowledge-based business with as little as $1,000 to $5,000. And the best way to approach starting a knowledge-based business is to try and form some kind of consultancy firm or some advisory firm, or any kind of agency, if you're looking to establish a knowledge-based business here in Ghana. So I hope you found this video useful. And if you would like more information about doing business here in Ghana, feel free to book a consultation with us and make sure to grab yourself a copy of The Great Return. And I'll see you in the next video.